you to our guest speaker today. So please, everybody, help me introduce Alondra Cano.
Hola, buenas tardes. I'm hoping you can hear me. There's a little bit of an echo back here. My name is Alondra Cano, and I'm honored to be here with you today. My family immigrated to this country when I was 10 years old. I learned English, graduated from high school, stumbled onto college, made it out of there somehow, and now I'm the first Latina and Mexican American to serve on the Minneapolis City Council. I have 3 beautiful young boys, and this morning I grabbed my snack from my fridge. I grabbed an apple, and my 3-year-old son decided he wanted to take a crunch out of it, so he took a bite. And as I walked here today, parked my car and came over, I reached into my pocket and realized I still had this apple in there. And as I'm looking at all the parents and I'm looking at all the students here, it must feel so powerful and so emotional for you to remember back to the days when they were 3 years old, taking a bite out of your apple, when you were changing their diapers. Yeah, you all had diapers at one point. The first time they got their ears pierced, the first time they rode a bicycle, the first time they took on a skateboard, or perhaps the first time they were racially profiled by a police officer, or the first time they were bullied, or maybe the first time you had to go to an immigration center to visit mom and dad or tia or tío who were detained. Life has its ups and downs, and I just want to make sure that you know that I'm so proud to be here with you today, because I know that it takes the village to really bring forward such a diverse, smart, bold, creative, beautiful group of students who are going to change the world, because we need that change, and it beckons it from us. I am also very proud to be here with you today, honored and humbled, because South High is one of our city's most active student bodies with the highest number of walkouts in probably the history of the Minneapolis public school system. So congratulations. You know, when I was in high school, I had no idea who a city council member was or what they did, much less who they were. I grew up in a town of about 7,000 people, primarily a white town, and there was a handful of us Mexicans that didn't get really treated that well. So little did I know that city council members today can help to raise the minimum wage at the city level to make sure that our families are making $15 an hour to be able to keep our homes and help our students go to school. Little did I know that council members can fight against immigration deportations and ensure that Hennepin County jails do not hold undocumented immigrants in order for ICE to come and deport them. Little did I know that city council members could be so active on police brutality issues that we were able to get the Department of Justice to come here on June 16th to help us figure out how to fix our nation's policing systems to ensure no more African American fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters are unjustly killed at the hands of police. So when I was going to high school, I had one teacher tell me, hey, you should consider applying to college. So I did. And that's how I ended up coming to the University of Minnesota here in the Twin Cities. I ended up graduating from college because I had Chicano studies professors, African American professors, American Indian professors, feminist studies professors who gave me credit for organizing on campus for social justice issues. I organized my way out of college. I thought I didn't know a lot of things, but in fact, the struggles that my family had overcome when coming here as an immigrant, undocumented family without speaking English, nearly getting deported twice, where I had to work when I was 14 years old to ensure that I could pay for my own prom dress, to ensure that I could pay for my own school supplies. Little did I know that all those things would prepare me to help solve some of the most pressing challenges we have today as a city. And with that, I want to make sure that you also know that you have a lot of tools, knowledge, and experience that fulfill your universe that will be able to help you advance our conversations as a nation and as a global movement for change to ensure that everyone can live a healthy, free of oppression, freedom of oppression life. So I know that you will hurl yourself into this world and that your family will stand by you and support you along the way. And I want you to know that being a city council member and an elected official for me was never planned. I want to demystify the process a little bit and let you know that it was only by following my intuition, by taking risks, and by not planning a lot of things that I got here. I know that might be an untraditional way to look at things, but I think ultimately what happened is that I committed myself to a life of social justice, of harmony, and of racial equity that ended up creating a network of people that really believed in me and the work that I was doing, and that helped me to launch a campaign to help me win and be able to represent you and your voices on the City Council today. It was also a very interesting experience in feminism because at one point in time, after I had graduated from college, worked as an immigrant rights organizer at the state level, and helped to pass the DREAM Act, and worked on the Women's Environmental Institute campaign to improve our environment, that I decided to have children. And then shortly thereafter, I started working for the first openly gay Native American council member, where I learned so much about how you can work within the system and change the system to ensure it serves and empowers our community members. And during that time, I was able to see a council member, a woman, a sitting council member. She was pregnant, gave birth to her child, and a month later would come in with her baby to the city council offices and nurse her baby while she would have meetings and respond to emails and engage in the council day-to-day politics. And I, at the time, considered myself a pretty strong feminist. I had had 3 young boys, home birth, with no chemicals, no doctors involved, so I thought I was, all in. But it wasn't until I saw that experience that I realized that sisters, we might have something to learn from one another still, even as we're growing and developing into our own beings in the world. So today, more than ever, I think it's become pretty evident that young people like you are shaping the solutions that our nation, our city, and our everyday community members need and desire. Leading the Black Lives Matter movement, leading the end to foreclosures, leading the end to deportations, leading the end to worker oppression, and also making sure that in the age of extreme extraction, when fracking and the oil industry is threatening the viability of our future, young people are at the front lines of those efforts. And I am so proud to be standing with you today because I'm excited to see the type of technology, strategies, movements, and solutions that you will bring forward in years to come that will make us look like small beings in a much larger global movement for change. So in an era today of deep racial inequities where Minnesota actually ranks as some of the lowest in the nation when it comes to equity between white people and people of color, you know that we have no time to waste. It doesn't really matter what type of career you choose, but it's about how you fill those shoes that really matters. I want to encourage you to always speak up. I want to encourage you to never acquiesce. I want to encourage you to use your voice at the table, because being at the table isn't just enough anymore. It's how you use that power to engage community members, open the doors of opportunity, and challenge a dominant system to rethink its colonial power structure with the rest of the community members. I also want to encourage you to not become the progressive police and not become bound to a theoretical, armchair revolutionary lifestyle, but that you really allow the opportunity for you to build relationships with the community members that are needed to build this global movement, not judge each other, but learn from one another. I do want to encourage you to call out white privilege clearly, directly, and with compassion. I do not think people should become organizing martyrs, taking on every and all issues, sort of navel-gazing from one issue to the next. But I do encourage you to delegate, build leadership, build capacity, step up, and step back when is needed. I want to make sure that we're doing this together with you, because we do need to challenge the systems of oppression that really bind us to old systems of hate and greed that are legacies that we're still trying to undo from the era of slavery and colonization. We need new relationships, new dynamics. We need to infuse our thinking with a new set of power relationships. And we do need to challenge the culture of silence and disempowerment. I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so I'm just going to say, we do need more Tyrions in the House of Lannister. I know that you will go fully into this future charged with energy for change. And I want you to chant with me to help us symbolize our solidarity with these issues. So when I say Black Lives Matter, you say it with me. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! And when I say sí se puede, you say sí se puede. Sí se puede? Sí se puede. Sí se puede? Sí se puede. And wherever you move, whatever city you end up at, whatever organization you end up working for, whatever institution you will be at, please mobilize to change Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. And just remember, if you're not getting in trouble, you're not doing your job. You will be scolded, you will be undermined, you will be backstabbed for it, but don't cry, organize. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Isaiah Brown. I'll be speaking on behalf of the staff here that we all know their duties and have greatly accomplished. As I begin with a quote from Dr. Seuss, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." Right now, in this moment, we need to smile and appreciate our educators, the staff at South High. In the last 4 years, some of my most memorable moments and learning experiences have happened because of South